So, this is episode 20 of our show.
Episode 20. Yay.
You know,
That's exciting.
I'm happy. I may not sound it because I'm tired, but I'm happy. I'm like,
I'm
wow.
tired too. You and I are both. We're both tired.
It doesn't help that out today it looks all like dreary and rainy. I'm like, okay, cool.
No, it's like the perfect lazy Sunday. So, yeah.
I don't know.
It's like,
It's
cool. Our 20th episode. I'm
uh,
digging it.
yeah. Part of me is like kicking myself for like 2 episodes I put out when we put out like back in the beginning like was a WrestleMania episode and then um Doctor Who episode. I didn't do numbers because I was thinking, well, they came out in like our in between weeks, so I didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
number them. And now I'm thinking I should have numbered them. We'd have been like 22 by now. But hey, I'm not counting.
Yeah. We're still here. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll say over the weekend it was I college homecoming and I promoted the show to a few people and trying to get some people to be guests and I think I might have some guests for us.
That's awesome.
So I got to see some like this really cool room in my building. It's like this new space they're gonna be using eventually, and I'm just like, if I had half the money just to get this room that had this room where it was set up where you could just hit record like on a wall, and it records the audio from your conversation into the wall, and then you could play it back and export it to a USB. And
Whoa, that's
it was a soundproof room because it was the I think he was the department head. I think he was the department head, or no, he was the chair. And he showed it to me. I was just like, I wish I had money for this.
that sounds pretty. That sounds pretty dope.
Money does not grow on trees.
No, it sure enough doesn't. It really doesn't because like I could use a money growing tree right now. I really could, but they're very hard to find.
I know, but if they did, we would have too many millionaire houses and not enough space for anything else. So there has to be a balance. So maybe.
Screw the balance. I want some money.
Okay. Uh, one day.
That's my butt. That's where you can balance these bubbles.
Of course. And we can be like the Jetsons one day living in the sky. So, although I have this real interesting conspiracy about why the Jetsons had houses and everything in the sky that everything because we never saw the ground until we saw that Flintstones and Jetson crossover movie and
Hmm.
it's like something happened on the ground which made living on Earth unbearable so we had to live in the sky.
Would you imagine how that would be like to just live in the sky and then just like one little like misstep, you just fall to your death?
Yep. It's like, okay, nice seeing you. Oh, ooh. Like, oh, he didn't have on his rocket pack. Sorry.
Just that you would have to like, do all that adjusting and everything. That would be interesting. Like that would be real cool.
I always thought about that, like, just watching it as a kid. Like, does anybody ever fall off? And then they had Barney fall off in the movie where he had on, like, a jetpack or something. And I was like, okay, that answered my question.
Hmm.
Somebody fell off. Okay. But, yep, before I hit record, I was saying, like my desk is messy. And I had there's this like post going around that says that people who are messy are more creative people,
That's true.
and
That's true.
I'm like I know it's a mess, but I know where stuff is. So it's a problem, but it will get cleaned. It'll get cleaned.
Yeah, I just like to me. I'm a messy person in general. My car's a hot mess. I'm a hot mess. My life's a hot mess. My room's a hot mess. Um, but I get distracted by clutter, so I can't work if there's a bunch of clutter around me. But nothing's ever 100% neat when it comes to me. Like there's always something out of place, and like you said, it's like I know where everything's at. It's what's it called? What's that term? Geez, it's like a perfect chaos or like a, it literally slipped my mind. But yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about. I want to say synchronicity, but I don't think that's the right word. Um, I don't think it's the right word.
yeah,
I have to Google that. Or internet, tell us in the comments. Yeah, help us out.
yeah. Let's know because I'm literally stumped.
Yeah. But uh, if you guys listen to this now, um, this will either be out on Monday, which will be the 30th, or Tuesday, Halloween. So I want to say Happy Halloween, everybody listening to the show.
Oh, God, I'm excited. I'm. Do you have any plans?
Probably just do like the usual, give candy out to like neighborhood kids and stuff, and dress up and play creepy music. It's like people getting hacked to death by like chainsaws and torn apart by monsters and stuff, and it's like it's fun music, yeah, and decorate the house. But some friends asked me to maybe go out with them to like a bar, maybe play Uno or something. But I always like doing the stuff at home first, so we'll see how the night goes. What about you?
Mm, Well, Geeksboro is having a costume contest, and I'm just gonna enter for fun. I've never been competitive to the point that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna enter and I'm gonna beat everybody. So I'm just gonna enter for fun, mainly because my face is on their cosplay contest poster, and they've been using my photo a lot to advertise the costume contest. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna show up because I'm basically a celebrity. Hey,
Hey, it's like, hey, it's me. Hey, you see
hey,
that
it's
pic?
me. They should really give me money for that though, because they're literally getting free advertisement from me. I'm like, I know my costume is awesome, but like, geez, thanks. At least give me like a like gift card for like some free drinks or something.
It makes you think like the promotion video for NC Comic Con for 2016. How like they have me in like this party scene where it says fandom and I'm dressed as Constantine. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, can I get something? Like
I
like
feel like
a,
at least
a
like a
pat,
shout
a
out. Like
pat.
I had to tag myself in the photos. Granted, they probably didn't know who I was, but I'm just like, geez,
That's true.
really?
I guess it falls under the domain of when you step into this place, any pictures taken, you give your right to be used in promotions.
But I didn't sign anything.
I know. I guess it's that like
I
it's
didn't
that
sign anything, but like, I mean, I'm just grateful that I'm on a poster, and I'm gonna ask them if I can have a poster after the whole thing is over because it's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Like that's the first poster I've been on that involves cosplaying.
That's nice. I mean, it's something like it's like people may not know who you are, but you know because I think that
Yeah.
that because
And it's not like a huge deal, but still, my face is on something. I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
mm-hmm. Because I always wonder when you look at like advertisements and like store windows, like who are these people in these pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Like did they just like
Yeah,
go for like one of those like okay we're gonna get like a photo op for this thing, wear these clothes and you might get some pay for it or not, but your face is on the ad. Like I always wondered about that.
exactly. I
Uh,
still think it's neat.
oh, I do
I
too.
still what?
Oh, I was agreeing. I think it's neat too. Like it's like hey, it's me. I see myself.
It's funny because, like I mentioned before, how I didn't know it was me at first until someone pointed it out. And it still bugs me a little because it's just like, oh, well, I overlooked it because I thought I was another token black girl on a poster. And so I overlooked it, and I'm just like, geez, I kind of feel bad because that's me, and I called myself a token black girl, but that's kind of what it is. It's just I was the only person of color in that poster. Well, I'll take that back. There was an Asian lady on the poster as well, but still, like it's just like everybody else was white. So I'm just like, we need a little bit more diversity.
Yeah, this brings me to an interesting topic, which um, like last week I was in the mall and I started looking at like advertisements for you like in the store windows, and it's like
Mhm.
how much diversity do you see? You know, not only there's like us, it's just diversity period. And there's
Yeah.
every time like, every store I walk past, I was like, okay, I see one, or I don't see any at all, or then you look at some stores and all you see is minorities, but then you look at the store brand and like, well that store is tailored to minorities,
Hmm.
and it's like, well, I guess because of the push, then that means well you're going to see more because of what I guess you would say stereotypically is going to be bought or people who are going to buy from that brand. And I started walking around every store and I was like, there's one Asian person here, there's a black person here, there's all white people here. Like I just kind of wonder like we always have that saying the thing of like the push for diversity nowadays, but it's like well as long as you have one, it counts. But
Exactly.
does
I
it
was
but does
like,
it count? Really?
no, not really, because there's just more than one of us. And then, like, when they pick, like, a typical black person to be representing all black people, they're, they usually don't look like what the majority of black people do look like. It's just what white people would want us to look like, basically.
Because
I just, it's just, it's messed up. I just feel like they should do better with advertising and not just only pick one Asian guy or one Asian girl or one black guy or girl. It should be a bunch plus white people, not just like a bunch of white people and the tokens.
that's true. Because there was one children's store I walked past several times, and as I was walking in the mall, like the mall walker program, and
Mhm.
there was one store I noticed, and it had like these group of kids, and I was like, oh, a nice group of kids, and then like the third time I passed by, I noticed like the black kid's shirt, and I was like, let me come back around next time and see what these shirts say. So for the Caucasian kid, his shirt said hacker, and I said okay, and then I looked at the black kid, it
Mhm.
said my future, video games and pizza, and I said wait a minute, and like there was some other shirts, the other kids too, and I was like, all these shirts are stereotypical shirts, and it says when I was like when you think about hackers, in most times in what you see in the media, like with TV shows or whatever, what's the first thing that comes to mind for a hacker?
A white kid behind a computer.
And that's what it was. And then then the black kid says, my future, something like video games and pizza. And I was like, when you think of a stereotypical nerd, video games and pizza. And then
Yeah.
like the little girl is something like princess or boss or something. And I was like, this whole poster is like stereotypical for all the ethnicities represented. And I was like, okay, wonder who thought about that. So
Well, it's like when we talk about stuff like that, we're complaining.
I know.
And I'm just like, no, it's not complaining. We're sending out subliminal messages to kids without us knowing.
hmm I mean, it's nothing. It's like some parties like, well, or some parties like, well, I'm happy to see representation, but then do you wonder
Mhm.
how some people take it? It's like, well, like there's a post that's been like a few years old. Where this a little girl got this doll. It was a doctor. I think it was Doc Stuffins, and this cashier told her, "Why don't you won't get one that looks like you?" And the girl's like, well, I'm a doctor, she's a doctor, so. And the girl didn't see the problem with having a doll that was dark skinned. And she saw like the profession. And it's
A story too.
like stuff is taught. It's not learned. I mean, it's like you don't come out the womb thinking I'm gonna dislike you because of how you look. No, it's taught because
No, and that's true. It is taught. I have a story that I can relate to that, and it's a personal story, something that happened to me, and it just made me open my eyes. Like, wow, how did this little girl know something? And so what happened was it was around Christmas time, and my mom and I we were shopping. We were at Toys R Us shopping for some of our cousins and stuff. And so I'm in line and I'm just waiting to get checked out. At this time, I have a hat on, and this is when my hair was still teal. It was cut in a bob, and it was really nice and straight, but I still had a hat on covering my hair. And so there's this lady and her toddler, and she's just holding her hand. And next thing you know, the little girl just points to me. She's like, "Mommy, her hair's not nice." And so I'm just thinking, like, okay, well, she probably sees my blue hair, so she probably thinks that's not normal. She said, Mom, her hair's not nice. She doesn't have nice hair. And then I look over at the mom, and mom kind of has this like panic look on her face, like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? And then she just keeps saying, Mom, her hair is not nice, and pointing directly at me. And so the mom picks her up and proceeds to walk out of the store. And as she's walking out the store, the little girl ends up, but Mommy, her hair's nappy. And I'm like, what? And so what went through my head was, how does that little girl know that black people, like to associate black people with nappy hair? She was no more than 3 years old. And that was taught to her at such a young age, like, oh, maybe she said something like, you don't want to play with black people, they have really hard hair, their hair is so nappy, or like their hair is so nice, not like those black people's hair was nappy. Like, who knows what other things they were telling her, what other racist things they were telling her at that age. She had to be like 3 years or younger, she was so tiny. And so that really blew my mind when I heard her blurt out nappy. And I'm just like, geez, for a minute there, I just thought she was just not liking the simple fact that my hair was blue. But most kids, when they see someone with like different color hair, they freak out. They're like, oh God, that's cool. They find it interesting. And so I'm just like, okay, maybe she just doesn't like the color of my hair. No, she was talking about how nappy my hair was. And my hair didn't even look nappy. My hair was straight. It was pressed, it was straightened out in a nice, cute little bob. So yeah, like you were saying earlier, that those habits are taught. They're not. It's not something they grow up with. It's taught to them.
I'm sorry you had the experience. That's
I have many more
unfortunate.
experiences, but like that was one that stuck out to me when you mentioned that.
It's because children are they're blank slates and they're
Mm-hmm.
very impressionable and it's so oh, wow. I'm just like how do I respond to that? I can kind of respond to that. I don't know. I don't really know what to say to that. I just say wow.
Yeah, it is just like a wow moment, and I don't even think I ever told my mom what happened. I was in such shock. I looked around and people were just like, oh my God. They were embarrassed for her. And I'm just like, I hope that lady doesn't show her face in Toys R Us again because everybody knows you're racist now. You teach your
Yeah.
kids things at home that you shouldn't be teaching them.
Mm-hmm. It's Yeah, that's true. It's, I mean, we talk all day about um, people's reactions to different races.
Hmm.
That's an episode in itself, or a series in itself. Uh, I just say I hope things can get better for the world with the way a lot of things are going nowadays.
Yeah, me too.
I just hope positive vibes and good energy whoever people pray to, say hope things get better. But on that
Right
note,
there.
I
I
want to.
have a feeling things will get better.
But on that note, let's take a quick break and come back with more Blerdlines podcast.
Yo, yo, what's up? This is me, DMC, in the place to be. King of the Geeks. I'm here to speak and let y'all know something. The only place I ever love to be is right here rocking it with the Blurred Lines. Hurrah.
And we're back. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Oh God. Just a few more days. I'm excited. I can't believe it's the end of October already.
I still feel like we just said Happy New Year.
Me too. Oh
Like
God.
it's like Happy New Year 2018. That's
This year went by really fast. I'm not going to lie. It flew by.
it did. It did, and I'm like, what happened? I
I
mean,
don't know. That's the thing. Like I keep trying to look back, and I'm just like, there were a lot of things that did happen, but I'm just like, what did I do this year?
same for me. I mean, like at homecoming yesterday, I ran one of our friends. I hadn't seen them in 5 years, and of course, you don't see somebody for a long time, you forget their name, and I felt so ashamed. and and I was like, I know your face. I'm so sorry. And they told me their name, and I was like, you know what? I should know who you are, being that you're beating me right now on pool on Facebook Messenger. But it's like that thing, like you don't see somebody for so long, you just forget. But it's like you know who
Yeah.
people are, but you just forget.
Hmm.
But but this year it's been like movie, and now we're down to like the final three, no, like the last 4 of the year I care to watch. I'm like, okay, but
And then Black Panther next year. Woo!
yes,
That trailer was beyond amazing.
for the culture, let me stop.
Oh God, I can't wait to see that movie.
Yes,
I'm gonna go all out.
I need it to be
I'm gonna
four
see like a
hours.
Panther movie,
It needs to be
like party, something.
that needs to be 4 hours. It needs to be 4 hours.
Mm.
Because that's the last movie we had before Infinity War.
Really?
That's the last because next week the Thor Ragnarok comes out Friday. Then we get
Hmm.
Black Panther in February, and then I think May is Infinity War.
Doesn't Justice League come out this year, or is it
Yeah,
next year?
that comes out next week.
Justice League, right?
That comes out the 17th. The week after next.
I,
Sorry.
I'm
So we got.
skeptical about it because I want to see it, but
I'm
I'm just like, I don't know. I
the
don't know. I don't want to waste money on it if it's bad.
the DC fan in me really has hope, and I'm like, because they're doing what I want them to do story wise, I have hope. Like Darkseid's my favorite villain, but he's not going to really be in the movie. We're going to get General Steppenwolf, but I'm like, still a Darkseid story. Just don't mess it up, please, because Fox messed up Apocalypse really bad.
Exactly.
Don't don't do it to me, please.
I don't know. I might just go to see Jason Momoa and just be like, just mentally picture things, daydream. And like, I really don't want this movie to flop. I really don't. But
I don't.
given DC's history when it comes to making movies, I'm just like, I'm just skeptical about it. Wonder Woman was their best movie, and that's the only thing that's given me a sliver of hope.
And I feel like everybody says she was the best part of Batman vs Superman. I'm like,
She
Yeah,
was.
she was. I mean,
Yep.
like,
She's amazing. I love her.
I mean, I still love Man of Steel. People give it flack, but I'm like, you know, I respect the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. I really do. But then Brandon Routh had his movie. I respected his too. And now these are Henry Cavill's. So, and we've had our run of Batman movies too. I mean, say what you will about Christopher Nolan ones, like 2 out of 3 aren't bad. I still don't like the third one. I have my issues with that Bane movie. But anyway.
Mhm.
Sorry, I don't mean to be fussing about your husband. I'm sorry. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, it's okay.
But I think he went through a phase in that movie. Like, okay, well, man. But to be fair, he got his back broken, so it's fine. Anywho, you had something you wanted to talk about, some anime stuff, didn't
Well, no, I was just thinking um, earlier today, I was cooking, and then I started thinking about Sailor Moon, like I usually am thinking, because I think of her all the time. And then I was thinking about how, like, I believe it was like either third, fourth season. No, I think it was the second season of Sailor Moon. And I forgot this girl's name, but she doesn't matter anyway because she stole my man tuxedo mask. And how she basically stole her away from Sailor Moon, stole him away from Sailor Moon. And there was like this like little love triangle, and she had like a brother, and um, her brother had a crush on Serena or Usagi, and so it was just I was thinking when it comes to like anime or just like cartoons, even a movie, what was one thing like that you remember that broke your heart? Like a scene in the anime or a movie or something that broke your heart?
you? Oh boy, here we go. It'd have to be um, when spoiler alert for those who haven't seen this. When Roy Fokker died in Robotech, like, cause,
Yeah.
cause, cause he was supposed to have had dinner with Claudia after a mission, and she was making. He told her that he asked her to make her pineapple salad, but he got injured in combat, and then falls on her floor dead in her quarters, and he says this real like semi like emotional. He says like real emotional speech, and then kills over it, and dies. And I'm like, as a kid watching that, I'm like, why,
Yeah.
why? Still hurts.
The end of Cowboy Bebop still gets me sometimes. I'm just like, is he? Is he not? What's going to happen? No, not my baby. Not my baby. One for me is Sailor Moon. I believe the movie's called A Promise of the Rose. Right before she has this like really huge battle against the villain in that movie. I think like all the Sailor Scouts die or something. I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I just remember that they just all like die, and I'm just like, no, what's gonna happen to him? Why? So yeah.
Did they come back or did they just die?
Oh yeah, they did come back. They came back and they all combined their powers together and they fought the enemy and won.
Got you.
So yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Oh wait, actually no, I'm actually confusing that. My bad. See, this is where I need to go back and rewatch the whole Sailor Moon series. I'm confusing that with the Battle of Queen Beryl. When they fought Queen Beryl, they all died. They came back to life, but when they came back to life, they lost their memories and they had to go their separate ways. And so the following season after that was them all like relearning who they are and like, oh well, we're actually really good friends and we fight together. So yeah, that was heartbreaking to me as a kid.
I think I have uh, another death one. Crappy. Um, uh, in Outlaw Star, like when Gene and Jim and Melina get the, I mean Melfina they get the ship they name Outlaw Star. They're trying to save Hilda, and then she gets like knocked off course, and then
Mhm.
sacrifices herself because she was like too far away for them to save her. Like she's floating away toward the sun, and then she dies, and it's like, but she would have been cool to like be a part of the show. Like she because of her, they got the ship, and I'm like, every time I watch the show now, I'm like, it's like the fifth episode or something. I'm like, here we go again, another death scene. And then once you pass it, I'm like, all right, cool, we can go on. But it's like, ah, dang it.
Yeah. There's this is not an anime, but it's a K drama and it's called Uncontrollably Fond. And when I tell you that at the end of this drama, and I'm gonna spoil it, so spoilers alert to anyone who has not seen it, because I mean you can skip or whatever, but this broke my heart because one of the main characters died. And so basically what happened in the story, and I'm just gonna like do like this whole brief like explanation. What happened was it's these two childhood friends, well friends that they grew up together. And so one of them almost got into an accident. Well, got into an accident and then ended up in critical condition. So the guy had promised if you like he prayed to God, was like, if you just bring her back to life, I don't care what you do to me, just bring her back to life. Fast forward like years later, the guy becomes this like famous movie star, pop star, and he reconnects with his childhood friends. And basically, the guy's trying to solve like the murder, like because her father was murdered, and he's just trying to figure out who did it. But he develops this illness, and he's just trying to battle that while trying to figure out who killed his friend's father. At the end, he does figure everything out, but loses his memories and passes away. And when I say I bawled my eyes out, like I cried. I cried for like hours. I was depressed. Like I turned all the lights off. I got into the corner, just huddled up, and just like, oh my god, no, can't be dead. Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
What's this called?
It's called Uncontrollably Fine.
Okay.
It's a Korean drama,
Okay.
and it's really well written. I love it. I adore it. And then the main character is just, oh god, he is to die for. King Jun Woo. No, that's the oh my god. No, that's the what you call it. It's Kim Woo Bin. That's his name, Kim Woo Bin. I can't believe I call him Kim Jong Un. I'm terrible. You don't even know who that is, do you?
No. I,
Kim Jong Un.
I feel like I need to like.
He's the leader of North Korea.
Oh wait, I need to.
I accidentally called the actor.
I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, didn't you just name the actor the leader of the North Korea? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. His name is Kim Woo Bin, not Kim Jong Un. Kim Woo Bin.
I was like, no, I think that's a leader. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, that was a tear jerking moment for me.
Honestly, we still gotta have my friend Minty Kid on here so you two can talk K dramas, and I will sit here and listen.
Oh God, like if we could just do a K drama episode, especially on that show, Uncontrollably Fond, I would rewatch it again, break my heart again, just to sit down and have a roundtable discussion about it.
I'll ask her when she's free and ask her if she's seen it. Oh, I have a question for you in like the same vein of like K dramas and anime.
Mm-hmm.
What's some like the most like cliche things that you've seen across like all shows like anime and K dramas? Like if there's always like the cliche thing like anime like amongst like the group of adults, there's always like the two children.
Yeah, there's always that, and there's always like the girl and the guy love interest, So you know one's gonna fall for another eventually. Um, there's, there's always a school setting.
Yes.
Let's see, I'm trying to think.
'Cause
Uh,
I know that there's always like the like in Naruto, like there's all like Sasuke, like there's like the early seasons of Naruto, like Sasuke when he I think this is the first time he got the like, the curse mark, and then Sakura went and hugs him and was like, Sakura, let him do his thing. Like don't stop the kid. Just let him do his thing. Because it's always the person is
Sakura was a major cop block in Naruto because they wanted each other. I don't care what anyone says. Those two, they had some tension building up. And
who?
Sakura was just like,
Oh
no, Sasuke's mine. All the time.
you
Mhm.
talking about Sakura and Naruto or Sakura and Sasuke?
I'm talking about like Naruto and Sasuke being together.
Oh, yeah.
Sakura's a major cop blocker.
uh, there's some fan fiction out
But
there.
if you
I know.
believe it or not, they had a thing for each other.
You know there's fan fiction out there. You know it exists.
I believe they really there's no way Naruto would be so invested on helping homie get back to the good side if there weren't feelings like that involved. Like there's no way he would be that invested in him. He is way too invested. Oh Sasuke. No. Leave Sasuke alone. You should have got it the first time nigga said leave me alone. Leave him alone. Go off somewhere else. There was something more than that, whether you believe it or not.
Now I'm thinking about the moments on the show. Like,
It's like with SpongeBob and Squidward. Like
oh,
that's basically a gay couple right there.
I didn't think
I
about
mean,
that.
like you don't think about it all that much, but then once you finally put some thought into it, like Patrick and SpongeBob are gay homies, and Squidward, like SpongeBob has a crush on Squidward, and Squidward's like, no, fuck this shit. It's this little square looking what dumbass. Hell no.
That's true. 'Cause SpongeBob was always breaking into his house, like, "Hey, Squidward!" And Squidward's like, "Leave me alone, dude."
Yeah. He has a thing for Squidward.
Oh my god.
Did I ruin your childhood?
No, no, because SpongeBob wasn't like the biggest thing in my childhood. It was like I watched a good portion of it, but it was like I've only seen like memes in like the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say one of the best like AMVs. No, I think it was like that concert when they sang at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Somebody like changed the audio of it, and put the song "Sweet Victory" on it. I was like, that's the first time I ever heard the song "Sweet Victory," and I was like, this. No, I think that was the song they sang. But I think since then, like I've seen "Sweet Victory" used in like other videos, and every time I see it, I'm like, it's that concert scene again.
Yeah.
Oh, this episode took a turn.
It sure did.
Oh god.
But it's alright.
Oh,
That's what happens when we come in here and we don't know what the hell we're going to talk about.
hey, it happened. But we're just take one more break, and we'll be back with some Halloween fun on Blerdlines podcast.
This is Celestial Cosplay, and you're listening to Blerdlines podcast.
So before we go into Halloween fun, something I forgot to say during the anime section, because you said you were waiting for it, and I was like, yeah, I just forgot we took a turn. But um, lately, I've been watching the original Gundam series, Mobile Suit Gundam, and I started noticing like during commercial, like the the previews for the next episodes, they basically tell you what happens. Like they'll say, like next time on Gundam, and so doesn't make it, or they all like they die, and then I'm like, you just told me who's gonna die in the next episode, so why should I watch it now? Because then I go into it thinking like they're not gonna make it, and then when they die, I'm like, that was anticlimactic because I already knew. It's kind of weird. It's like, because the first time I saw it, I was like, maybe it's like a one-time random thing, and then it happened. Like the episode I watched this morning, they said like it's like yeah, this girl, will she rest in peace? And I was like, but she's not dead yet. And I'm like, well, never mind, she died. I was like, okay. God. Like,
they should just have spoiler alert thing.
But I have to remember, you know, episode previews have evolved over time, and like this show came out in like '79, so I feel like back then, you know, the translations were like, let's translate everything and tell everything, and now we've gotten better in terms of being like, let's not tell everything. So I feel like when I like the last episode, they're gonna tell me like, yep, he's gonna die. And I'm like, thanks. Why should I bother watching this now? Because I paid for it.
Thanks for spoiling everything for me.
I mean,
there goes the next episode.
I mean, it's one thing, you know, like Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, okay, it's the final fight, Gohan and Cell. Like, we know Cell's gonna die. We can sit. We can tell.
Next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Really, we can tell it's gonna happen, but don't tell me he's gonna die. Like, just let me just enjoy the ride. Like, but that's like my mini gripe with like anime. Anyway, so it's our Halloween episode. I feel like we should do like a Halloween episode once a year. We should.
Of course, because that's like the best holiday ever.
Of course. And I hope everyone liked my Halloween intro. That was like my spur of the moment. Let's add to the intro. So for you, what are some of your like favorite movies or games or just creepy TV shows?
Well, favorite movies. I like a lot of like the Addams Family movies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are really fun to watch because I've always was like a big fan of the Addams Family, like the old TV show that used to come out on in the 50s. When they played the reruns on TV Land, I would watch those. And then I watched the one that was on ABC Family and the movies that came out. So that's something I watch every single year around Halloween would be the Addams Family. And there's also like the Casper movies. Those are pretty fun too. Mm-hmm. And The Craft. I like The Craft.
What was that?
The Craft is basically about these 4 witches, and they basically gain powers and eventually go around. I don't want to say terrorizing people, but they get a little power hungry. And towards the end, I think 3 of them die. It's a weird movie to explain, but it's interesting. I like it.
Okay. Yeah, I think some of the same thing for me, like Addams Family, like the TV show, and it's been a long time since I've seen the movies, and then of course Casper. Then I really like the Casper meets Wendy movie. Like, that was a nice little crossover.
Mm-hmm.
And like I'm not the biggest like fan of horror per se, but I really like The Shining. I mean, that's more suspenseful. Like, I should just watch the DVD on Tuesday just because. But and I don't really know if this counts as horror so much, but when you convinced me to watch Get Out this year. But
I mean, it's a thriller.
it's thriller. But
It's thriller.
yeah, thriller. Let me not do that. Let me not do that. But like I have like this thing like like I don't really watch horror movies, but I can watch Ghost Adventures all day with no problem. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's real or it's supposed to be real. But then these Hollywood productions, I'm like, nope, can't watch it. But yeah, as a kid, I watched Poltergeist and don't know why I did it. But now I'm just like, yeah, of course
That makes
Supernatural.
you traumatized.
And I was like, I can't do it. I mean, like I'm so far behind on Supernatural. It's not even funny. It's not even
Me too. Me too. Trust me, because I thought about maybe I should start watching it again, and I'm like, who am I kidding? I'm so far behind.
I mean,
All that catching up.
like
What?
if I'm not mistaken, they're on season 13 this year. Yeah, 13.
Yes, I would have to probably rewatch it from the beginning because it's been so long since I watched the show that I forgot half the thing that's happened.
Same here. I mean, my mom tells me what happens because she watches all the time, so I know what's going on because of her. But
Which
I'm
was
like,
her favorite? Does she like Dean or Sam?
that's a good question. I need to go ask her that. Hold on, let me go ask her
Yeah.
that right now. And I'll tell you. She's actually asleep right now, so I gotta tell y'all next time, next episode. So, all right, I'll ask
Well,
her.
I hope it's Sam. If she said Sam, tell her I said good choice.
I think she likes Sam. But I wanted to ask for sure. I mean, yeah, I think it's Sam, but
Sam is fine.
uh, yeah,
And Dean is cute, but like I just his aesthetics they're not my type. Sam is more my type.
I think there's a movie like I forgot. It's like I think it was called no, is it Sahara or something? I forgot, but they actually had a young um, Jensen act. No, crap. What is Sam's actor's name? Jared Padalecki.
Mm.
He's in it. He's a young Jared Padalecki. It's like this plane goes down in the desert, and they have to rebuild the plane from scratch, so they can get away.
I believe there's like a supernatural anime too.
There is like I think they voice like half of it, and the
Mm-hmm.
rest of it I think is Japanese. Let's see.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. And I like going to like haunted attractions around Halloween.
How is
Woods of
that?
Terror is like my favorite haunted attraction.
What is?
Woods of Terror. It's like this huge maze that you go through, and like each parts of the maze is like a different theme. Like they have a cornfield, and then they have this huge room called the vortex, and where it's like basically a bunch of neon lights spinning around in a circle, and you have to walk through this bridge to get across it. But the swirls and everything that the neon lights make, it makes you so dizzy to the point that while you're walking, you just feel like you're about to fall. It's really cool. It's just this huge spooky maze, and that's like one of my favorite things to go to. In the middle of nowhere too. It's just like out in the boonies, which makes it even more spookier.
Uh, real quick, the movie's called Flight of the Phoenix. With this chick.
Oh, oh, I know that
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, he's in it. It's a young Jared Padalecki. But I've never been to one of those attractions before. Like I want to go to one.
You Next year, I'm gonna have to just kidnap you, and we're gonna do it.
Okay, we can do this.
Going to do it.
Cause I really want to go to like a corn maze for some strange reason. I just want to go to one.
Mhm. And then with this one, you have like people chasing you, all that stuff. So it's really cool.
Woo!
Like
Yes.
you just like the whole idea of people chasing you or
Oh,
popping out of
I
nowhere.
don't see. I'm not one to run, but you might see me actually run. So I'm gone.
Yeah, the one in the corn maze, like that whole entire section, that one freaks me out, the cornfield. Because like there's this bus that they have, and in the bus you see like you have people in the seats that would just randomly pop up and just grab you or just startle you. And sometimes you have people on top of the bus walking like back and forth. So when you're exiting the bus, they hop off of the bus and chase you.
Uh,
It's really fun though. It's really, really fun.
I guess like the thing you have to you remember is like these are actors. These are actors. They're paid actors.
Yeah, they're actors.
But
They're not there to hurt you.
it's just the whole like you know what you're gonna get when you go, so have fun.
Yeah. It was funny because one time I took my cousin, and that same part of it that I was telling you, the whole like cornfield, we were getting off the bus, and then one of the actors hopped off of the bus right in front of him, and he fell and slipped on his butt, and there was like he fell into the mud because it was raining the day before,
Oh
so it was
no.
all muddy. And he fell into a mud, so he had a huge patch of mud on his ass. It was hilarious. But he said that was like the most fun he's ever had, and he had just recently moved to North Carolina, so yeah.
Fun. It's like I got one of my cosplayer friends. I think she went I guess either went for an audition for one of the haunted places in New York, or she's actually working for one this year. I'm not sure, but I was like, I want to find out how that was.
Mhm.
Because I know that would be fun, be one of those people like, okay, you're in this room, you gotta wait, and then especially the ones that the people like they're like they grab people in the dark and their hands are underneath the floorboards and they grab people by their shoes or whatever. I'm like, I want to be that person.
Mhm. Yeah. See, I was gonna sign up to be a makeup artist at the Wizard Terror, but you have to be an actor before you do any of the makeup work, and I'm just like, to me, that makes no sense because if I have the skills to do the makeup, then I should be able to do the freaking makeup. you know.
So you get to
I
be an
don't
actor for
go.
like a year or two, or like a few years, or how do they want you to do it?
They want you to be an actor first before you can advance to anything else working there. Like while you're working there. So if you want to be a makeup artist, you have to be an actor. I'm like, I don't know if it's because they want you to get into like the mood of everything so you can become a better makeup artist. I'm not sure what the whole method behind that is. I just feel like, hey, like if I know my makeup, I should be able to say, I want to apply. Can I be a makeup artist and get some experience?
Right.
But that's just how they operate, and I respect that. So they're lost.
Right. They're lost. Let's say one of them hears is like a few years from now, and like you're a big movie star, like we wish we should have done that. Go.
Yeah. Well, boo hoo.
Internet comments. Yeah. Comment. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. What else have I like? I went to like my first Halloween party probably in 2008, maybe. I think it was like
Mhm.
it was eight or nine. I forgot, but I know I dressed up like the Punisher, and I had like so like makeup on my face, had like the Punisher shirt. I wore sunglasses and stuff. I'll send you the picture, but I guess you could say it was like one of my first cosplays, I guess. But yeah, going to a party and they give you beads, and the next year I went as Goku. Nobody knew who I was. I was like, fine.
What's your What was your first Halloween costume that you can remember?
The only thing I can remember is Mario Dinosaur. Don't ask me why. I can remember that really clear.
Where? How old were you?
I don't know. I just remember it. I remember going to a
Some any pictures?
I'll ask.
Sometime there, I'm gonna ask her for some. I
I,
gotta see this.
I feel like it was Barney. Like for some reason, I feel like it was Barney. I don't know why. I just feel like it was Barney. I remember going to like our neighbor's house, like a Halloween party, and they walked me home.
Wow.
I think it was Barney. I don't know why. I just feel like this is what it was. What about you?
Well, I believe I was a pirate. That was my first Halloween costume. See, my mom, she's extremely religious, and so for the longest time, Halloween is the devil's birthday. We don't celebrate Halloween. Blah blah blah. And it took me so long to convince her that it's not as evil as it's not even evil at all. But I had to just convince her it's not as evil as you think it is. Everybody's doing it. I want to go trick or treating. I'm tired of being the oddball. I was 7 years old when I first went trick or treating, and I was dressed as a pirate.
I have to see
Yeah,
this. I have to see this.
well, I don't think there's any pictures.
Oh, you know what?
Unfortunately, no, I don't think there's many pictures of me dressed up as a kid for Halloween. Because again, my mom didn't really want to celebrate it in the first place, so she's not gonna be. She wasn't super happy that we were going out and doing it, but we still went ahead and had fun.
I just remembered there is a picture. Well, I'm glad that she, lets you go out. I would say loosen up. I'm glad she lets you go out and have fun. I just sent you my um Punisher picture on Messenger. But I just remembered there's a picture of me wearing like this witch's hair, and I had like a little magic wand, like it's like this hair my mom had, and I'll send that to you. I feel like I was probably like 6 or 7, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Let me wear the wig," and then she put some like makeup on my face, and I was like, I was happy. Oh my gosh. Uh,
Yeah.
I
Uh,
gotta think about this. Like, oh gosh. Oh, like, I
so you
know.
just sent it to me?
Yeah, I just sent it to you in Messenger.
I don't have it yet.
Uh, I think. Okay, let me make sure. This is live, people. We're doing this live. Yeah. But I'm trying to think. I know I have more. I just gotta find them. Like, I can't remember. It's like everything's like a blur. You know.
Mhm.
Like, I remember like certain things as a kid, but then a lot of stuff went by so fast.
True.
It's like,
Same here.
cause I don't tell like how like I remember watching like this one specific not specific episode of X Files only because that night it was a Sunday night, and get this, kids, X Files used to come on Sundays because it was like a regular show, and we didn't have like a special 10th season. Um, And this episode, like they announced like on the news that night that an asteroid would be in the atmosphere overhead. So went outside. And they said it would be it could be visible around this time. We went outside and saw it flying in the sky. Like it was just like moving across the sky. And I was like, it's an asteroid, and you can see it clear as day.
Wow.
And I'm like I don't have any pictures of it or nothing. I just remember it, and like that was cool.
That's interesting. See, I didn't mess with X Files because that theme song
Oh God, there we go.
scared the crap out of me.
Uh,
Like,
do, do,
I would just
do,
like play it at
do,
night sometimes, and I would wake up
do,
in the middle of the night to it playing, and it was the nightmares. Oh my god, the nightmares! I could not stand that song.
okay, I just sent you the picture itself by itself of a link, but that theme song got to me too. Like, like every time it came on, I would bolt out the room.
Exactly, just like why? Why would someone pick such a creepy theme song? That's just mean and evil. Whoever made that song has an evil soul.
Just like Unsolved Mysteries got me. Like I could hear it now. And I'm like, it don't bother me, But as a kid, like the theme to Unsolved Mysteries, like you knew if you heard the announcer's voice, you knew something like happened.
You know what I really miss? Like back then around Halloween time, all the goosebump stories. Like
Yeah.
that was Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh,
That was awesome.
did you ever like watch Nickelodeon on like Halloween night, and they would have like the call in thing? It's like you can call in and see what you can win on the
Yeah,
mystery house.
yeah, that was awesome. Oh my god. See, and I wish we still had things like that. Like, I'm sorry, like, no, I'm not even sorry. I'm not even gonna apologize about it. The '90s TV, like our cartoons and our programs back then, were the best of all time. The best. No
Yeah.
matter what anyone says. Well, that this crap that they're showing on TV now is like, what is this? Like TV programs during the '90s were just like at its highest, like just hands down. Just it was amazing.
Yes, it was. And I'm thinking of like the Hey Arnold episode, the Halloween episode, where like they staged the alien invasion on the radio. So fun. But like, it's like the art style was unique for a lot of like the '90s shows. I mean, let's not forget how adult a lot of these shows were. Animaniacs, Rocko's Modern Life, and
Mm-hmm.
Hey Arnold had Hey Arnold was just very real. You know, showing the kids dealing with poverty or the
Yeah.
classes issues, people dealing with alcoholism, everything.
Yeah, hair was just too grown for me, and I just never paid attention to it all that much as a kid. But then as I grew older, I did watch it more. I'm like, oh wow, this thing is deep.
We got the movie coming out next month.
That's true.
We get hopefully you can see him find his parents finally after all these years.
That'll be good.
Because I think the show
That
ended
is,
like
yes.
like
But then his parents died, or did they just
well,
abandon him?
they went on and the parents left him with his grandparents because they were going on like a trip and come back in like I guess a few weeks, but then they disappeared.
Oh wow.
And then he is grew with his grandparents. So the movie apparently is supposed to be about him finding his parents when they were like lost in the jungle.
Wow.
So like hopefully
That'll be cool.
we can have conclusion. I mean, see,
Some closure.
but this kid, were you more of a Nickelodeon kid or a Cartoon Network kid?
See that's hard because like I was a little bit of both. But if I had to choose one, geez, I mean I guess it would be Cartoon Network because I kept it on that channel 24/7 for the most part. But I mean you can't forget about all that and the Amanda Show and
Yeah.
Good Burger. Oh my God, Good Burger. Keenan and Kel, the Keenan and Kel show. That was the shit.
Mm. What was it? The Secret World of Alice Mack. Remember that?
Yeah, just all those good shows, and then also you can't forget about the Disney Channel too. The Disney Channel has some really awesome shows too.
Of course. Nowadays Disney, I'm like, what happened?
Back then, like the Disney movies they showed in the '90s.
Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
I was about to say Xenon.
What,
Zoom.
Smart House. Remember that movie? Smart House
Mm-hmm.
movie. What was that one where it was was it a black girl living with a white family or the white girl living with a black family? I don't remember what it was called. I think it was like they might have had two parts to it. I don't remember.
Jeez, I don't remember either. I don't even think I ever seen that one.
It was one of those like before its time movies that Disney did. Like it was like wow, it's the whole cultural norms explored.
Huh.
Huh. But let's see. Cause Disney now,
Sister and
oh
Moesha.
yes, Cousin Scooter.
Oh God, Cousin Skeeter. Oh my God, that was.
Why did he have like the best intro ever?
He really did have the best intro.
Pete.
Like that was just. See, I'm just. Now I'm just so sad because all those shows are gone and we can't watch them anymore. I'm just like, now I'm an adult and I gotta sit down and pay bills.
Uh-huh.
And I switched back to like just a few years ago to the little girl that was just sitting on the couch watching that on TV. That's all I want to do right now. Just go back and go watch all those shows again.
Yeah, I think last year, I think it was around this time, like, I watched some like Are You Afraid of the Dark because Nickelodeon was showing it again. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I know this stuff's like about 20 some years old almost, or 15 years old. I'm like, still creepy. Still creepy.
Yeah, that's still really creepy.
Because I think I watched the episode about this woman that was it was like trapping these girls in her paintings. So then she was
Mm-hmm.
taking like their youth. And just one girl figured it out because like the paintings were still moving. And I was like, no. But I was like, we were at a friend's house, and I had the TV to myself. I'm like, I'm invested now. We ain't leaving. So, but I was like, cause that theme song used to creep me out. Like, watching that before you go to bed as a kid. Like, you shouldn't be watching Are You Afraid of Dark at like 9:30 at night.
No, you really shouldn't.
I did.
You have to wait.
But remember Cartoon Network were like, after a while, it would really like Toonheads or like late night Looney Tunes. Like, it was like the simple shows.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's like, because Cartoon Network got me feeling weird when they started doing live action shows. Uh,
I remember that.
like,
Yeah, when they would do those live action, like those game shows.
I
I
was
was
like,
like, Cartoon Network.
I mean, I was okay when they did like the live action Ben 10 movie. I was like, okay, those were fine. But
Oh yeah, the best movie, like, especially the guy that they got to play Kevin. Ooh,
I forgot him.
living.
But like, yeah, the game shows, and then like they had like this live action video game show, and I'm like, no, this is Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
And that show with Andrew WK Andrew WK, Destroy, Build, Destroy.
I forgot about that. Mm.
I was like, no, I want to see cartoons.
I know,
Cartoons
and I think nowadays, wait, is this all cartoons now, right? Is this going back to
Yeah,
cartoons?
it's just all cartoons now. They stopped that bullshit.
Okay. I mean, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. I mean,
Powerpuff Girls.
the good Powerpuff Girls, not the new one.
Although the new one does show some representation, that's all that matters right now.
That's all that
It's just
matters.
that they're representing, so I'm good with that. But it still kind of sucks.
Because I watched the what was it, like the kids react videos, and I watched one where like the kids reacting to like the 25 years of Cartoon Network, and they showed the Powerpuff Girls theme, and this one girl said, "Oh, Powerpuff Girls, when it was good," and I was like, "Ooh, you said it, you said it, you a kid, you said it, okay." But yeah, the kids that got me, they were like, "This animation sucks." I was like, "You don't know what animation is, kid. You're still young.
Exactly.
You don't know nothing.
You don't know what that is, especially for that time. That was some top-notch shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
like IR Baboon was like amazing. I love that show too. IR Baboon. Or I Am Weasel. IR Baboon.
Why was I Am Weasel like the weirdest thing that made no sense, but it was fun?
I don't know. And they, for some reason, the creator of those cartoons always had a thing for showing off butts.
Cow and chicken?
Yeah, like Cow and Chicken and that little demon. How, like, it's just so weird. Like, his butt was just always on everything. I'm just like, why?
Like,
are we doing this?
First of all, I'm like, were Cow and Chicken adopted?
I don't know.
I'm like, because
I think there's a video that goes in depth about that whole entire concept. I need to find it. Okay. I think I saved it on Facebook or something, but there is a video that just talks about the whole history between Cow and Chicken and, like, you know, their parents and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Like, because you never saw the parents' faces.
No.
You just saw their legs.
Mm-hmm.
But You
Like
know,
Ed, and Eddie.
I could not stand that show. No, I'm
Well,
sorry. like, like
like it was a hit and miss for me too, because I'm just like, there were some episodes I'm like, okay, I like this, and then some of them I'm just like, this shit is boring.
I feel like what is it? What is it? Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Like they actually made it like they made like their little shared universe where I think they had, like I saw this clip of Billy was trying to call for some assistance, and I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a crossover episode of Billy and like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy and Codename Kids Next Door, which I didn't know existed until like a few months ago. And he calls Ed, and Ed's like, "No, you call the other kids." He's like, "Yeah, you don't have no money. Call them." And he calls the Codename Kids Next Door kids, and I was like, "You just made this shared universe of Cartoon Network." Like, oh, okay,
Kids Next Door was my jam. Like,
thank you.
I could watch that show all day long. Do you remember like the like really cool games on Cartoon Network where you had to like play as them and you go through all these different levels and fight the bosses and stuff? They were pretty
Yes,
awesome.
I do. Especially like, do you remember? Did you watch Samurai Jack when it first started?
Yeah. Oh, the Samurai Jack game. Yeah, and then
Yes,
like, oh god, that don't get me started on that.
because
That thing used to get me so mad.
you talk about the PC one, like when you play online.
Yeah, the one that you were playing online.
It's like I think it was like four games like his training games. And I was like, I always died every time. I was like, man.
Exactly the one you had to just jump on these like different pillars or something, and if you stay on it for too long, they crack.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand that, and I would always lose. I would make it through all of them, and then that one, which is I would always fail that one. I could never finish
That was the
it.
one like, you were like jumping to avoid the ghost, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I remember playing that game. I'm just like,
Or,
damn it.
or Toonami like playing like their makeshift Dragon Ball Z games. Like it was like the like you would fight against Frieza and the Ginyu Force. And it's like you could pick like Goku,
I remember that
Krillin,
too. Yeah.
Gohan. I was like, these were hard, fun games to play in the '90s. But I'm like nowadays, I'm like, you can play it on your phone or your iPad. I'm like, you could use a mouse back in my day.
Ooh, I gotta go. Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends.
Okay.
And then the game that you can play online too. Oh my god, that was awesome
I don't
too. I
remember
love
that one.
that.
I don't remember that one that well. I remember, what was the game?
It was so fun because you got to explore the whole entire house and just you would have little tasks that like, you had to complete throughout the whole house. Pretty
Oh, okay, okay. See, Kids today missed out on all. I mean, I know it. I know this stuff comes out when you're born. I know it's how life is. But I'm like nowadays, I'm like, I still prefer my childhood.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't trade it for any of these kids' childhoods at
Oh,
all.
I wouldn't. I mean, have you seen the fan art? Speaking of Foster's, like is Wilt, but then they were like, yeah, the fan community, but we all know that Wilt's black. We all know that,
Yeah.
but they don't draw him. They draw him as like as a Caucasian probably. Sometimes it's like, but no, Wilt was black. We all acknowledge that, right?
Yeah, he was black.
Oh, okay.
He was created by a black kid.
So why? Okay. Like I saw
Um,
it on Facebook a couple of days ago. I was like, no, Wilt was black, dude.
yeah.
But I know we could talk about this all day. I know. Childhoods.
Yeah.
But,
Nostalgia. That's nostalgia.
but I do want to say one thing before we wrap up this episode. I realize, you know, we've said this like during the year of our of this show, but like Facebook a few days ago was like, "You've known Frankie for a year," and I was like, "It's been over a year."
Yeah, it really has. It's been over a year since you and I have known each other.
It's kind of I still feel like I've known you a lot longer than that.
I know me too. I just feel like we've been friends forever.
Because like I know the moment, like I know when I first met you, but I didn't know you. Like, I met you in passing, and I was like, I saw your cosplay, I was like, cool cosplay, and you were cosplaying a storm. And
No, actually, we met online first. You added me on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
And then we both knew that we were going to go to the convention
Mm-hmm.
and planned on meeting up there. But I didn't think I was going to meet up with you so soon. Granted, it's such a small convention, but still, I just didn't think that, like, not even like 5 minutes after I showed up, we literally crossed paths, like, hey, hey.
Mm-hmm.
We just hit it off since then.
Cause I remember you from the con in March of last year. Or was it April? It was the one
It was,
In Raleigh.
it was April of last year. Yeah, it
Cause
was
I think
April.
I remember I remember passing you. I know you cosplayed the storm, and then I saw you had posted in the POC group, and I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I saw you. And then I added you on Facebook like months later.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? I didn't, but like you said, I didn't expect to actually run into you so soon at the con. Cause,
Neither did I. I was just, yeah,
cause like
just
I
on.
it's like
Like, hey.
walked out the armory door. And I'm like, you're right there. I'm like, oh hey, it's you.
I was looking for like a place to get my tickets and everything. I'm just like, got my ticket. God, I was so broke after that convention. So broke.
I remember you talking about your hotel situation. That was
Thank you, Marriott.
yeah. Sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsor us.
But
Give us a free stay every now and then. I would love that.
mm, but that con was fun. That was I feel like the first time I really had a squad form. That I mean, I've always been around people who've done stuff, but this was the first time it was just we're doing this together, or we just came together and formed a group.
Mm-hmm. Let's
Yeah.
all have fun. Woo.
So,
Yeah, it was fun.
but yeah, this is. I know we kind of said Halloween episode, but it's Halloween stuff in the episode, so it counts.
Yeah.
But I know I said Halloween games. Before we go, I tried playing Resident Evil. I chickened out. Like I really chickened out.
Any scary game, I can't do it.
Nah.
I just can't. No scary games for me. I just no. I will not get 5 minutes into it without being like, no, I'm turning this thing off. I don't understand how people could play games like that. I can't do it.
I was just watching walkthroughs. I know when I was in this beach back in August, I was watching a friend play. It might have been Resident Evil 7 on streaming on Twitch, and I'm just like, why am I up at 2:30 in the morning watching this? There's no sense whatsoever. But I'm just watching them play the game. I'm like, have at it. It ain't for me. But I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I did not say this before. But one of the creepiest things that still gets me every time I see them are the weeping angels in Doctor Who.
They are pretty creepy.
Like the sheer concept of you blink, they move. You stare at them, they don't move, and they can send you back in time without having to
Mm-hmm.
touch you. Cause somebody made this maybe 3 minute video on YouTube. It's called Stone, and it's this person that gets stuck in a maze, but weeping angels are in the maze, and it's raining, and they have a flashlight, and the flashlight starts going out, and they're getting surrounded by angels.
Oh God.
And then the last thing you hear, the flashlight you see the flashlight goes out, and one's right in front of him, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I still cringe every time I watch this. but but
Yeah, weeping angels. They freak me out. I'm just like that. That is something that I pray that would never come to life because there's no escaping them. Like there's hardly any escaping. Like if one is in this room right now, I'm pretty much trapped.
because every time I see stone statues now, I'm just like, nope, nope. I just stare at it. I'm like, don't you move. And then they had the episode where they made the Statue of Liberty a weeping angel, and I was like, bruh, really? Because they it just walked into the middle of New York, and it just stared this person down. I was like, no,
Oh.
no, okay.
Yeah.
So we like go to like Walmart or Home Depot, and I see that little garden statues, and I'm just like, let me not turn around.
Can you?
Because there's that mannequin challenge video that the BBC did. You know when mannequin challenge was all popular last year?
Yeah.
Like they did one of like the Doctor Who experience, and it ends with like he's showing us like we paint Angel statue, and it moves. And I was like, let this video end with the statue behind the person, and they turn around and it's like right there, and I was like, I think I dropped my phone. Like, are you serious? Like,
Oh my
don't
God.
do this to me. But
Yeah.
this was episode 20.
And it was a great episode.
Yeah, it's just like nostalgia feel, you know. But how do you feel? You know, with this 20 episodes, how do you feel with progression of the show?
How I feel. I'm glad I'm still here. I'm glad it's not something that I just randomly thought of and just like, let's do this. And then 2 episodes later, you don't hear anything else about it. So that's one thing I'm really happy about is that it's still here. It's not something that was just temporary.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think what you know, I would say the one the show has done for me is help me stay creative.
Yeah, it has. It helped me stay like in touch with more things that I'm interested in, so I can actually talk about it.
Because like talking to people over the weekend about it, they're like, "So what do y'all talk about?" And I kind of give like a generic, here's what we talk about. Here's some people we've had on the show, and I usually say like, "Yeah, we had DMC on early on." And they're like, "You did?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting out some of the business cards, and people seem to like it." So and I keep getting feedback from. I'm gonna give a shout out to Lady J Cosplay because she keeps giving me feedback every time we post an episode. She gives me feedback.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her so much.
Oh, and
Role model.
and to everybody that has been on the show and listens to the show, gives us feedback, shares it with your friends. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we love you guys so much.
And it means a lot. And if we stick around for more, there's a lot of stuff we have planned coming in the future with this. And also, have a great Halloween. And I know this is the beginning of like the unofficial, official beginning of the Halloween holiday season because every store you go in now, their Christmas trees up, and I'm like, I'm happy for that. But let me see that November 1st. Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, have a happy and a safe Halloween, everyone, and get ready for Thanksgiving because we're about to get plump.
Yeah.
And Christmas, where there's going to be more food too. So,
because this begins what I like to call Hollow Thanksmas.
Yes,
that's the rest of the year.
I need to start hitting the gym again so I can get in shape and not feel guilty about eating all of that good food. I'm already thinking about Thanksgiving, and it's not even November.
I gotta I gotta ask, pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
I don't like sweets at all, so neither.
All right, I still like you.
Okay.
Because if you say ill the pumpkin pie, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, see, like I used to buy with pumpkin pie too. Like, oh, I used to love me some pumpkin pie. I can't even. I look at a lollipop and I get like sick because I think about how sweet it is. I'm not a huge fan of sweets anymore.
Well, actually, no, that's a good thing. That's actually okay.
That is a good thing. It really is. At the same time, I miss cheesecake.
It's okay. You can have a low carb cheesecake. It's not as sweet.
Well, it's like the simple fact that it's so sweet, it bugs me. But I love cheesecake, but I just don't want anything sweet ever.
Got you.
And it's, I don't know what happened to me. I'm broken. I can't even enjoy ice cream. I know. Shed a tear for me, please.
Well, I don't eat ice cream anymore, so. Okay.
I can't enjoy chocolate. Apple pie. It makes me cringe when I think about how sweet it is. It just makes me cringe.
Have you tried the sugar-free stuff that really has no sugar in there at all?
And that's just nasty, though.
But it's okay because it's still like the taste of something, but it doesn't have like the extra sugar that they just pound and pour on.
But it tastes bland.
I know.
I don't know. I guess I might have to find a solution. In a way, it's a good thing that I don't consume sweets anymore because it's a good way to lose weight. So
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
Well, coming from a person that does taboo probably way too much than they should. Yeah. Yeah. But this was fun.
This was really fun. And we're just going to call it a night.
Yay.
Have a happy Halloween, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Blerdlines.
Yes, happy Halloween.